So we are back again today, and just before we get started with today's gameplay video, I just want to quickly run over my list that I got top 64 with at Nats. So as you will see the list on the screen, we were able to go 5-3 at Nats over the weekend, and all in all, I'm happy with that. Like, I spent so long trying to figure out what deck I wanted to play that I'd never got to fully test this list optimally. I really just decided on this list the night of, and there's probably a few changes that I would make if I were to do it again, but we're going to play some games today. We're going to play a game today, and I'm going to show you guys the list and little bits and pieces as we go. With that being said, let's get into the game. And while we are loading into today's game, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone that come up and said hi to me at Nats. It was actually a really cool feeling for me because it's something that, like, to me, it feels real cool that people are actually watching my content and come and see me in public, as we're playing against Gohan today. So, I haven't played against too many Gohans, but going first, this is not what I would be looking to keep. So, this is sort of along the lines of what I would keep. Definitely would have liked to have seen. I'm trying to think. So the one thing I did put back in was Glorios, because I sort of noticed that you don't have to just go full gas with this deck. You can pivot a little bit, even with the chain. And I think a lot of people over the course of the weekend learned this, that you could slow down a bit, you could optimize your Glorios, and actually in my final game, the Mirror, I actually got done by a Glorio, and it just stuck around, and it was just a thorn in my backside. Well, we're going to charge this, because this is probably the first card that I would look to cut, as we're just going to take advantage of being able to draw a Glorio. And you'll see that from my last, as we have a whole chain now, from my last video, I did cut the double strike because I just wasn't using it, and I'm really glad that I left the double striker in, as it proved very versatile for me in a few games. Like, it won me my first game with just double strike, it set me up to win one of my games, kept me in one of my games, and if I had seen a second one, I probably am in a pretty good position to possibly win my final game, despite misplaying and letting my opponent just abuse Glorio. And swings in with Fidel, so now we've got an easy target here, so if he doesn't pop the marker, we'll get down another Glorio, and that'll also allow me to establish the field. I never got the field play off. I could have got the field play off in my final game, but I just opted not to. I sort of went for the kill when I probably shouldn't have. As we set the field, we'll go 1 into 5. And so I was a little bit disappointed with how sort of my final round went, but I played against a good mate, so at the end of the day, I'm not too disappointed. Well, like I said to myself when I went there, I was going to be happy if I walked away with top 64, and I walked away with top 64, so I really can't complain. I had some very tight matches, like one game I lost by 5k. That was my first loss, which was probably like an oversight on my part. Like, my opponent just kept sort of taking his life down to 1, and he gave me the poker face. Like, he was sort of like giving me impressions, and he even said to me after the game, he said, I probably like sucked you in a bit with like my poker face. But I swung for game for 95k, and my opponent showed me all 4 super combos. So unfortunately, that was my second loss. That was a mirror match. My first mirror match of the day. I only played 2 mirror matches of the day, which I'm not complaining about, because if you've listened to me in the past, I just complain about how much I hate mirror matches. Yeah, my first loss was literally on me because my opponent, I like my opponent was on Daima and he boosted one of his battle cards and I didn't make him I didn't get him to represent the 5k boost, so he swung into me, and he had a mask on. So whether I did because I asked him any combos and he said no, and I comboed out, and then he said, "Oh no, it's 30k because that's what he's done," which is fair enough. And I was like looking at my hand, and I wanted to go a Rildo chain, but I was relying on top decking one, and I just took the life to go to 2. And as soon as I did that, I knew it was probably a mistake, and I didn't have a Bardock to play down to KO his SCR that he had played that turn. So I was, as we're not going to need a Mew. Yeah, this is also another card that would be getting cut, is the Mew. But we do get to apply a good bit of pressure here. Yeah, so I couldn't come up with a Bardock to KO his SCR, so I'd kind of put him on having a double strike, but I thought I might have been able to push through when I could have just comboed out, and then it would have been a bit navigating the next turn probably would have been a bit better. And as it turns out, I was literally only 5k short. We literally got to the exact amount. But unfortunately, we take sometimes you win those, sometimes you lose those. Unfortunately, this was one of those times that I lost it. So that was my first loss. The second loss I just spoke about, obviously with the walking into 4 super combos, which was very unfortunate. And then my third loss, like I said, was to a good mate. So I have this thing where over the past 12 months, up until Sunday and Masters, I had won only one of my final games in all events that I'd been playing in, and it was I was really getting down on myself about it, because it's just this thing that I couldn't kick. I would just get super nervous in the last game, and I would choke, and I would lose my last game, which would ultimately stop me from breaking into the next category. On Saturday, it would have been getting into top 32. I would have definitely been getting in top 32. My breakers, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure my breakers were good enough to... if my breakers were better, X3, I believe, was able to sneak in. I could be wrong. I might have to check that. So, if I won that, I was definitely guaranteed top 32, depending on breakers, top 16. And I got... As soon as I seen who I was playing, I got really nervous, and straight away, turn 1, I went second. I lost the dice roll, I went second. I played out a bowler, took a life, and then my natural instinct is to just combo the bowler off straight away so it can't be KO'd. And it obviously gave me an energy marker, so turn 2 my opponent was able to play Glorio, and I just wasn't able to remove Gloria. I was trying to swing into it, keeping him at high life, and I just couldn't do it. And I saw one Rildo chain, which I didn't see, I didn't see the full thing until the turn when I was pushing for the kill. So looking back, the play, obviously, I could get around the fact that I made a mistake in the Glorio play, but the big mistake was I was able to set up like I am now with a 4-drop Rildo and the field, so I was able to cop 2 swings. So I had a pretty good chance to survive, but for some reason I just didn't back myself. Probably it was just this final game jitters business that well, he's 10k now, so we'll combo one so he can't do shenanigans. Yep, and there's a P-Roll. So yeah, that was kind of a bit of a breakdown of my losses. At the end of the day, I am still happy with how I played. I think I played really well throughout the course of the day. The deck performed really well outside of the final game where I was just saying I struggled to find the Rildo chain. Outside of that, the deck had no problems. I did see throughout the day cards that I wasn't using, thought would have been, and other cards I thought would have been better value, like this 3-cost baby. This 3-cost baby will be coming out, and the 3-cost promo will be going in, because like I didn't play this very often because a lot of the time I was always able to play the ape, and the ape sort of gets you the same thing plus a little bit of removal. He finally pops his marker. What is he bouncing to hand here? He's bouncing. Okay. As my opponent's played, cracked his mark for that. I did see both my Glorios. Maybe this is a video where there's a case of just playing a Glorio every turn until they crack the marker. But I learned so much about playing this deck from the weekend. Like, I don't think I would have learned this much. Oh, he's trying to get to 7 in hand. I don't think I would have learned this much just testing on here. I feel like getting around the room, just to seeing a few other lines from people just helped me understand this deck a lot more, and that I'm still not saying the deck is like I didn't build the deck right. I still think I did well with the deck. But I've definitely opened my eyes and seen that there is a better way to build this and still be super aggressive. We will just come up next turn with Bardock. I've been waffling so much that I haven't even bothered to look at this. We want another trunk, so that one... So Goten can get charged. And we'll super out. That's for my matchups. Round 1 I played against Boo. Round 1 I played against Boo. Do I charge the... Well, at worst, he's only bouncing the Bardock to my hand, or he's wasting 3 on an Absolute Lightning. So I think we're right to change a Charter Bardock. And... play out a Bardock here. What are the other trunks? Really? I think we have seen 2 supers already though. Yeah, we've seen 2 supers already. We're in a pretty commanding position here, because he can't Zeno us this turn. So maybe that was a misplay from him. He probably should have held off. And this is the first gameplay that you guys will get to see of just Glorio and the value of Glorio. Like, I was just looking at Glorio thinking it is good, but I was just too busy just swinging. Like, my thing that I said to myself was, I'm just gonna go and turn stuff sideways. But like, this Glorio has stuck around since turn 1. This Glorio stuck around since turn... Oh, sorry. Glorio stuck around since turn 2. Glorio stuck around since turn 3. And we're now on turn 5. Sure, my opponent hasn't swung into them, but outside of the Vegito, he would be comboing up on everything. So you're probably screaming at me going, yes, we know that Glorio was good, you just haven't seen it. Like, I definitely overlooked the fact that that Glorio is actually really, really good, even in the chain. I'd like to keep this in, but this could be 2 more battle cards with combo, and this only really feels good if you get it down turn 1. So I really don't know. I think it can stop you from... This can stop you from dying if you have the Weirdo and you're not playing against like blue. Or probably yellow to rest it. But the main changes that I would probably be making at the moment would be would be the 3-cost baby out for the 3-cost promo, and the Dr. Mew out for... not sure. At this point, probably 2 more Glorios. And the card that actually I did not use all day was the Possessed Boy form. In this build of baby, I just haven't found the right... A lot of the time my energy was always like 4 or I was like, I think a few times that I did use the baby when I was on 5, I'd play like a baby and a Trunks to sort of go that way, to split it up. There was never really a time where I had just that one energy for the Possessed Boy form. So I wouldn't take it out, but I don't know. There's a case maybe that it makes some room, or I just, as you see, I was only running 3, so maybe if I went back up to 4 of it, at least at worst it's a 10k that you can grab back off Trunks. My opponent's doing a lot of thinking here. I think we're in absolute cruise control here. He's still swinging at our face. The only, as we was talking about Possessed Boy form, I think the only thing he can really do here is just play the SCR again, bounce Bardock, swing into the other bodies. Is he just gonna swing for the fences? Alright, now I'm curious to see what else he's got. Is he crits an A? Is he... There's another one. And he's gonna play like a 1-drop and done? I don't know why he's getting off that number. I mean, at this point, what else is he meant to do? Doesn't combo there. I think we just combo. And he scoops him there. So that's the gameplay, guys. I hope you have enjoyed me waffling on. If you want to see like more of a profile about the deck and whatnot, please do let me know in the comments. I hope you did enjoy this style of video where I'm spending more time talking about like the event that I went to instead of like maybe focusing a bit more on the game. So it wasn't like a super hard game, so we were able to I was able to sort of, if you ever watch my streams, I do make a lot of mistakes because I'm too busy talking to the chat, but